As you can see, I'm at the base of a hill here in northern Israel, and we are on the northeastern ridge of the Carmel range. There is no one Mount Carmel. There's a range of mountains that goes out to the sea. The modern city of Haifa is here, and the Carmel range extends this way. And we're at an ancient tell, an ancient city, and we're going to do a series of videos here at this place. You know this place as Megiddo. It was not a city in Jesus' day. It had been destroyed earlier and never used again. But it is a hill, it is a tell, and in here we'll be talking about 25 different civilizations that have existed here. But the first point that I want to make here today, as we start talking about Megiddo, is the idea of Har Megiddo, H-A-R. Har in Hebrew means hill. And so when you're reading about Megiddo, you're reading about Har Megiddo, the hill of Megiddo. And certainly when John is writing about Megiddo, he knows this is a hill. He knows about the 25 civilizations that have been here. And so the first thing that we bring up today in our series as we go through, and I'll conclude this the same way I'm starting. The translation in the Bible of Armageddon is wrong. Because when you take the English back to the Greek and the Greek back to the Hebrew, it's the hill of Megiddo, not Armageddon. And the tradition in the Christian church is, because of a mistranslation of Har Megiddo, they think all the forces of the Antichrist are going to be gathered here, and this is what the final battle would be, which contradicts the Bible being one book. We'll take a look at that, and we'll take a look at that issue here. And I'll suggest to you where that final battle should be here at Har Megiddo. So please, we'd like you to come with us as we go into Megiddo itself and take a look at some various components as we take a look at this series. This series that really has, I think, some really deep lessons for us as we go back 7,000 to 8,000 years in history, all the way to John in the book of Revelation, to bring those lessons to our current time. So please, come with me. Shalom. Shalom Aleichem. I'm here on the edge of a significant dig here at Tel Megiddo. And this is called the Canaanite Sacred Area. I'm going to try to walk in here without falling. Bear with me for a moment. This is a good example of, if you come on tour with me, what it means in just this small example, that you need to be ready, be able to ready walk in places that normally people do not walk in. Normally, people are just standing up there where Robin and Pastor Rod are right now in terms of taking the view, but not coming down into this area. In this area, we're dealing with 25 civilizations. And with the cut that the archaeologists made in this specific area, the cut is more pronounced over here on the opposite hill. But looking at the strata, the archaeological strata here, they have actually determined that there were 25 cities. In other words, 25 major conquests of this place, and then 25 major rebuildings. In this area, it is called the sacred area, all of this. And there was one temple built on top of another temple, built on top of another temple. And what's significant about this area is the sacred area began in the 4th millennium BC. There's civilization here and religion dated to the 4th millennium BC. Ladies and gentlemen, that's astounding. It's astounding in this sense. That means this area shows that the earth was at least 6,000 years old. I wonder why we're taught about the young earth theory of 5,000 BC when scientifically, archaeologically, historically, you can prove this. What about Tel Jericho, which is probably dated to 8,000 years ago? It's very amazing. That's the first point I wanted to make. So it's an amazing place. But I want you also to notice this structure that I'm walking around, this round structure. This is what you would call in Hebrew a topheth. This is a high place. Now, it's not a high place in terms of being a high place, top of a mountain someplace, but it's high in the sense that it's lifted up. This is a topheth. This is a pagan altar. This one here is dated to 22 to about 2500 BC. This is pre-Abraham in this specific area. Now, this is a religious site, and again, because this is completely a religious area, and with regards to the religious area of this place, they did do animal sacrifice here. That's clear. Human sacrifice, we have no evidence of that here whatsoever. Nowhere on this tell. Definitely human sacrifice, animal sacrifice, because of the thousands and thousands of animal bones that they've actually found in this specific area. Here are the steps actually going up into the topheth itself. This would have been plastered over. This would have been smooth and white. And the sacrifices would have gone on here. However, there's something that I want to relate to, and that's this. Ahab and his wife Jezebel, this was their major city. This was one of their major capitals here at Jezreel and at the town of Samaria. And it just so happens that Jezebel is known to be a high priestess of the worst cult of Baal, the Phoenician cult, in all of human history. Jezebel was involved in human sacrifice. Matter of fact, her grandniece was part of the founding of Carthage. In Carthage in northern Africa, there was one topheth that they found in Carthage, where they found roughly 30,000 graves of babies who had been burned to death on a topheth. So even though this one is not human sacrifice, we're reminded of that here because of Jezebel and Ahab.